EmceeTV.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, that motherfucker Steve. You watching EmceeTV The Podcast, coming at you live from EmceeTV Studios in Des Moines, Iowa. As always, with me, I got my bro.
This your boy, Bigg Ray West, BIGG, representing the west side of Des Moines, not to be confused with the West Coast, and they know.
I'm blasting out some links here real quick. Today's extra special guest is the homie, Tony
Slippaz, man. What's good?
That's what's good, bro. I appreciate you jumping on here with us. We may end up with the homie Jamaz up on here with us too. He was kind of having some issues jumping on the pod and whatnot, but this should be a fun one. I'm super excited for it, and yeah. So without any further ado, we'll just go ahead and get at it, man. Tony, if you don't mind, I'll have you do a little introduction of who you are for the viewers that don't know.
Tony Slippaz, man, out of New York, Queens and Long Island. Signed to E-Train Records. I've been rocking with Danny Diablo for 12 years. I used to be with Ill Rock Soldiers too when he switched over to the label. Sat there, do work with Force 5. That's how I met Jamaz and them. And that's how we ended up getting here.
Hell yeah. And Jamaz linked this up. Shout out to the homie Jamaz for putting this all together. So how did you originally first get into hip hop? I'm curious about this. Like, I think we about the same age. We talked a little bit off camera and whatnot, but what was some of the first hip hop you heard as a kid growing up on the East Coast?
LL Cool J, man. Mama said knock you out was my shit when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
I was a little fighter too. That was my shit.
That's what's up. So okay, we got the homie J Bob up in here. He's in the comments. He said, "Hey, my guy Slippaz."
What's up?
That's the homie J Bob from Omaha. That's what's up. Ray, you look like you was gonna say something a minute. Go ahead, jump in there, bro.
Wasn't you just here in Des Moines not so long ago?
I think so.
I think so too. Wasn't he here?
No, that was Danny Diablo, bro.
Okay.
I'd be with Danny though. It depends.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he was here too.
In the winter? Did you come down here when it was cold as fuck? When
I think so.
And it was a light show.
I think so. DRP shot a video over there.
He might have. I'm trying to remember.
He's starting to look familiar. I feel like he was there, dog.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. That was a wild night. It was freezing cold. It was like -30, and they had all driven down from Wisconsin and shit. Either way.
Yeah, I might have been in it. It might have been the start of the shows. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean?
That's what's up.
Okay, and then this is completely off topic. You say you're from New York.
Yeah.
What NFL team?
Oh, I don't care for sports, man.
No sports at all.
Nah, street dude.
Okay, there it is. Hey, say less.
Yeah. Which is a handicap in my bars sometimes. I feel like, you know what I mean? When I hear a good sports bar and I hear like the reaction, I'm like,
right.
Man, see, if I had this knowledge, man, you know what I mean?
You just know the famous Michael Jordans and Mike Tysons.
Yeah, that's it. Boxing,
LeBron
though. I
James.
fuck with boxing though, even though that's just starting to become a joke.
I hear you.
Jake Paul about to fight.
Oh, shit. I was gonna say it, but I was gonna let the situation live. But you already said it.
Yeah.
Can't go whoop his ass, man. He ain't gonna take a paycheck. He better whoop that ass.
I hope so, dog. Because if Jake Paul win this, man, I don't know. I just don't know what we got, man. Hey, dog.
Yeah, it crushed me when he took on Mike Tyson, and I'm looking at the OG up in there like.
Well, you knew that was some bullshit. You knew
that was
Tyson wasn't gonna. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We knew what that was.
If you watch the pre-fight, it's like the 24-hour before stuff, dude. He was hurting the people he was training with. And he didn't even throw one good, you know what I mean, body hook. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Mike's an OG. He's a legend. You know?
He took that paycheck. That's what he did.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at him for that.
Not at all.
All of us would have took that fight.
Without a doubt.
Okay, so you say it like that. Are you a believer that if it wasn't set up, Mike Tyson would have beat the shit out of dude?
Oh, 100%.
I can't go here.
See, like I said, I'm a jail dude. Imagine them two in a jail cell.
There ain't no rules in a jail cell, though.
Who are you putting that money on?
There ain't no rules in a jail cell, though. That's the difference.
Listen, the Mike follow the rules in the ring. Mike sells edible ears.
He has instances. He has
we
priors.
got the homie J Bob up in here. He said, "Oh, he's talking to Tony." He said, "We met at the Stack Styles tour, DRP and them." He said he would, and then he's referring to the Mike Tyson comment. He said he was biting them gloves for a reason because he didn't
He
want
can
to
hold back.
yeah, he didn't want to have to turn that motherfucker's head off.
Yeah, shout out Stack Styles. I went on tour with Stack Styles. That was dope.
That's what's up. Shout out Stack Styles. Okay, so so let's get back into you a little bit and let's talk about hip hop. Okay, so you grew up in New York. You were a fan of LL Cool J. So how does that transition into getting behind the mic? Did you start off like freestyling with people on the block and messing around like that, and then somebody was like, "Hey, you got skills, you got to get in the studio," or how does that work?
I used to write, man, and then you used to see those ciphers, and I would jump in them ciphers. I did that before there was even an Eminem around, you know what I mean? So it was uncomfortable sometimes being in those places and trying to be in that.
The only white dude in the room.
For real, even before it was a talked about thing. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that nowadays. Sometimes I don't respect no artists because, like, you don't know what that struggle was like to even get your respect to even step into a cipher.
Right.
And if you was whack,
that's got to be some real shit right there. You know what I'm saying? That's some real shit that obviously me as a black man I don't have to worry about no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But to look at it from that perspective, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dog, that's kind of deep right there. That's kind of deep right there.
I used to rap. I used to rap at Queens on the corner, right, with QRS Click, my man R20 and them. And Pressure would be there. Pressure used to hang out with dead presidents. Dude, he wouldn't even give me a dap, and I had to respect it. You know what I mean?
You couldn't even be mad at it.
Nah, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah. I encountered a little bit of that in the early days of the hip hop stuff that I did. You know what I mean? There was a lot of jokes and whatnot. You know what I mean? And you just got to kind of take it with a grain of salt, smile, and just keep moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's all you could do.
Okay, let me ask y'all this though: what makes you want to be a part of the culture? You know what I'm saying?
See, I came from that lifestyle. Like I said, I grew up Jamaica Avenue. I was a baby in diapers. My mom was a crackhead, son. Like, this is actually what I saw. You know what I mean? So, like, even if I'm very selective in my music, I like raw music because that's the visions I see. That's the story I want to hear. And that's how I ended up telling my story.
I hear you.
Motherfuckers that talk about fighting roaches, you know what I'm saying? Ghostface Killer, he had them fighting roaches at a cereal. I'm like, bro, I'm doing the same shit. My mom doped out on the floor, fighting roaches at the cereal. This is kind of like my life. And that's how I ended up getting into that. And it was a fucking struggle proving yourself back in the day, man.
For me, you know, I mean, so one of the first, like I was into the 2 Live Crew and stuff, and I was like, oh, yo, this shit is fire. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes are talking about getting booty 24/7. You know what I mean? I'm like, that was appealing, but I didn't even see it. You know what I mean? I was super young back then. You know what I mean? 11 years old or whatever. That wasn't something I saw as a possibility. But then as things progressed and I listened to more hip hop and I started listening to Snoop Dogg and the way that he delivered his bars and just the different terms and stuff they were using on the West Coast back then and the way that he would say things, you know what I mean? It was so different than what I was involved in, you know, as a kid growing up in the Midwest in Wyoming, you know what I mean? Like it was a completely different life. And so it just intrigued me. And I was like, how do I get more of this? How do I become part of this? And so I chased it all over the country. I lived in North Carolina. I lived in Denver. I lived in Iowa. You know what I mean?
You kind of got infected.
100%. And I chased it everywhere. You know what I mean? Doing anything I could do to be a part of it. And, and definitely paid my dues that way.
That's awesome as fuck.
That was a terrible time to take a drink. J Bob jumped up in here. He said that the world needs more ciphers. I totally agree with that. I would say that the Team Backpack ciphers and a lot of the stuff that they were doing 5-10 years ago have kind of fallen to the backside a little bit. Bars are definitely, there's a lot more focus on bars right these days, I would say. But I think
I feel like it's coming back. You got Flex Freestyles, you got On the Radar, you got there's a few of them, man.
Yeah.
Not only that, you got your conscious MCs dropping again. You know what I'm saying? Like
Co-
that's important.
Coast Contra, the ciphers.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even here we got Get You Some Battle League where, MCs bar out in a major way and they definitely hold it down
Yeah,
and flex the lyricism and whatnot. And I think the KOTD and URL battle raps and stuff really push hip hop to the next level. So that's,
that's another way. I used to do the ciphers in the parks, and it's a transition from being a park rapper to going into a studio, because that you're screaming for everybody. You got to learn. It's a different, you know what I mean? These kids are like born into like the radio now. You know what I mean? Like onto the mic, bro. They didn't know what it was like just ciphering on the park because 10 kids was doing it. You had to jump in.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to count bars. I've had this conversation with Ray and I was embarrassed by that. You know what I mean? Like I knew the term 16 bars and I knew it was you know what I mean? It was the length of a verse, but I didn't know how to tell if I had 8 bars or 16 bars or what exactly constituted as a bar in the beginning. And I was kind of embarrassed and shameful of that because I didn't know the format of music, you know what I mean, as a kid growing up trying to be a part of it. And so that made it kind of difficult in the beginning, you know what I mean, when I first started messing with this and doing that.
Yeah.
That's a minor shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and it makes you stronger that you got to learn it on your own instead of just, you know what I mean, having somebody give you the format and go, all right, you got this, now do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Looking back at it, you could, you know what I'm saying? At the time, while you're living in that period, you're probably embarrassed and shit. But looking back at it, like just not being able to count bars, man, that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? As long as you can spit, you feel me?
Yeah. Everything I had was just 200 bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit.
Those were the shits back then.
Yeah,
The
you know what I'm
game,
talking
the
about?
game did that. Joe Button used to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was another fucking DJ Clue mixtape. You get 200 bars.
K Slay.
Man. Sometimes you
Recipes.
just gotta rap. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta rap.
Right. Let this shit speak for itself. Okay, so I'm gonna slide this one in there. I threw you a couple of questions earlier when we were warming up and getting things ready. New York is the home of hip hop. Who are the DJs that were holding it down and were super instrumental? You know what I mean? We were just kind of talking K Slay and Funk Flex and stuff like that. Who were the people that were the soundtrack to your life as a kid growing up in New York?
K Slay, man, DJ Clue. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's why I used to go to. Damn. I'm thinking of so many mixtapes in my head right now. I can't even think of the name of the DJs. You just know them by titles back then. The DJ's name wasn't even important, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, Green Lantern was huge back then. You know what I
Green
mean?
Lantern.
DJ Drama,
Yeah.
Don Cannon. I'm trying to think about, if this question was thrown my way, the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, DJ Drama was another one. Yeah.
Yeah, Drama's still out there. I just saw he's on tour with somebody. I think he's out there with Jeezy for Jeezy's TM 101 tour. But yeah, Drama's definitely still holding it down. I got to interview DJ Drama a while back, and it was a real brief one, but he's a real one. He was very easy to talk to.
Yeah, I grew up. See, that was the other thing about growing up in New York. I grew up around DJs, so I used to carry crates in the club to get into the club when I was like 16, 15. You know what I mean? And just sit in the DJ booth and watch them rock out. So
that's dope as hell, bro.
Yeah.
So being from New York, I gotta ask you, who's the top 5 New York spitters?
Yeah.
All time.
Rakim definitely up there.
And let's go. Let's do an honorable mention. So let's do 6.
Yeah, you definitely got Rakim.
The aura.
Lyrically, he's a fucking problem, bro.
Without a doubt.
You know what I mean, bro? That song New York he got when he names all the teams and then more smoke the gun cigarettes, man. Come on. Then you got Biggie Smalls' flow was just crazy. Told a crazy story.
What do you say for people that say it's tough for them to put Big in the top because he only has 2 albums?
I say if you check a DJ who puts a Biggie verse on today's beat, he still rocks the shit out of a beat better than the artist, bro. And that's crazy that you could be timeless in your fucking 16.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
That's fact.
Yeah, they've done it, bro. And he's still just, his swag was just crazy.
One of the best storytellers in hip hop. You know what I mean? The way he could just lay it all out, and you could visualize what he was saying as it was going down. You know what I mean? Wanted up in court. What do you say? Wanted in upstate New York.
New York for assault court that I caught in Bridgeport, New York. Yeah, I feel that because I've been going. But another reason why I always say he's great. Look at the radio level of success he went to, and like you said, you would have a mom in the car with a kid listening to Biggie, and he's talking about tying you up for your baby mom penny, and you're just rocking it like it wasn't the most grimiest shit you ever heard in your life. That's a talent. To me, that's a talent.
Yeah, without a doubt. Not to mention the early days, seeing the footage of him freestyling on the block. You know what I mean? Just post it up, laying it down.
Dude, think about what you do now and then compare it to that and think that was 30 years ago and nothing. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it sometimes. It's like, that's like when people go, oh, Picasso, any kid could draw. And no, but he was the first one to do it. Nobody was spent like him when he came out like that.
Right.
They were doing party. Like hip hop started as a party, moved the crowd shit. He came out like, I was like, what the fuck, bro?
J Bob jumped up. Go ahead. My bad.
He was big as hell, smooth as shit, man.
Yeah.
Can't knock the dude.
He would even say, I fuck around and have an asthma attack. You know what I mean?
Got the real.
J Bob said, as a kid, I had no idea business sign Big singing them lyrics. Business singing them lyrics. Yeah. Yeah, Biggie was definitely a big dude, but I totally interrupted. You were talking about your top 5 for New York. We got Rakim. If anybody's just tuning in, we're with the homie Tony Slippaz right now, episode 187 of EmceeTV The Podcast. We got the homie Bigg Ray West up in here, and we're talking top 5 MC spitters of all time in New York. And we had Rakim at number 1, and we had Biggie at number 2. Who else we got?
Nas.
One of the seconds with the pen. Queensbridge.
Nas, man, his shit was crazy back then, man. You know what I mean? It was
and he was young as hell.
That shit when he came home, when he caught his girl with the dude with the thong on the ceiling fan, swinging slow and slow with the last swing.
Undying Love,
bro.
Undying Love. Yeah. That's my favorite Nas song, homie.
Dude, that shit is
Undying Love.
Because that's some felt shit. That's better than
Oh my daddy, that's my favorite Nas record. That's crazy that you said that shit.
You can feel the pain.
Absolutely, 1,000%. 1,000%.
I mean, who was painting, visuals like that back in the day? You know what I mean?
So Nas or Hove?
I take Nas all day.
There you go.
But
not sitting on Hove, but
it's like I tell people I'm not a fan of Eminem, right? I think he is an A+ lyricist, A+ flow, A+ all that, but his content just doesn't touch me. What he actually says doesn't touch me. You know what I'm saying to you? And so people can respect Hove who are hustlers. I grew Thief's Theme is one of my favorite songs, man. I want to go out on a night. I bump on Thief's Theme, man. You know what I mean? That's my
Yeah, that Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt was hard as hell. I mean, I had this shit on cassette. That resonated with me like crazy. You know what I mean? I got it from Sam Goody or something up in Billings, Montana when I was a kid. And
see, now I was biased. I just repped Nas from Queens. You know what I mean? So it was an actual Queens versus Brooklyn thing too. So it wasn't just like as an artist thing.
Yeah, but I mean, the shit Nas was doing with a pen at such a young age, it just was awe-inspiring. You know what I mean?
Rewind, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Started bobbing her head, spitting up, packing my dick. Bullet went back in the clip. Like, dude, he did that whole shit forward to backwards.
Yeah. He was on a whole nother level with that shit. Miles ahead of the rest of the class.
Yeah.
Let's go with number 2.
Number 2. Raekwon the Chef, I put up there, man.
Oh, cooking.
Yeah. Raekwon. He got a new project coming out too.
Yeah, that should look fire too. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they were just pumping it.
He always just held his fucking weight, bro. And whenever he did songs, like he did songs with all the greats, and he was never washed up, even though he doesn't get his credit. You know what I mean? He'll be one of those people that afterwards you respect him. Just like Big L, bro. I'm not gonna put. It's hard not to put Big L in your 5, but it's like an automatic given to even.
Yeah, I got a big L tattoo, bro. I'm all about that.
Raekwon definitely does seem slept on and doesn't feel like he gets his flowers. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And it's just his rhymes. It's his story. He just does something. You know what I mean? He just does it a little different.
Raekwon's got a new documentary coming out with Mass Appeal, and it's about that Only Built for Cuban Links album that they dropped, and how and it. I mean, it. I can't even think of everybody that was in it, but when I was just out in Detroit for the Wu-Tang show, they played a little trailer for it at the beginning of the show, and it had all these MCs praising what he did with that record, and just talking about how he really pushed the bar game at that point in the hip hop, at that point, what was going on in hip hop, and really just took shit to another level, and how it knocked everybody off their note because they had to go back. You know what I mean? People that had projects that were getting ready to come out were like, all right, shelf that shit. We're going back. We're going to restart.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, we got one more slot, and then we got an honorable mention.
My one more slot goes to DMX, man. He took
over. Coming for you.
Yo, a lot of people don't know this. I mean, listen, I haven't checked stats in 5-6 years or something, but him and Michael Jackson are two of the only people that ever sell 2 platinum albums in 1 year.
I wouldn't know that.
He dropped 2 albums and 1 platinum in 1 year, bro. 1 year.
Yep.
That's hard as hell. That's impressive. I didn't know that stat, but I could see it.
He told such a rugged story, bro, in a way that nobody ever did. Come on, even when you go watch right now, there's footage of Jay-Z literally talking about when they went on that tour, the first big hip hop tour with Jay,
the Hard Knock Life tour or whatever.
And he's like, yo, DMX fucking comes out, killing it, takes his shirt off, bitches go crazy. Then he prays and everybody's crying. And he's like, I got to do this shit 49 more times.
Yeah.
If you got your GOAT, if your GOAT Jay-Z says that, how you not put that man?
They had Redman and Method Man rappelling from the ceiling, and they were like, we got to follow this shit? This man comes out and prays?
He was real,
Shout out dog, man. Shout out dog.
Hell yeah. You're on a whole other level.
Then your honorable mention.
This one we're gonna be right here. Yo, the mixtape king, bro. Fabulous. I think Fabulous is so slept on with his triple bar rhymes, you know what I mean? Like his double double rhyme schemes and shit. Slept on, man.
I saw a side note I saw on one of them Smack DVDs and shit that they were dropping back in the day that Fabulous was known. If you just popped up in New York and you had a heavy chain on, like him and his crew were known for lifting chains, and they just pull up on folks and take them.
Yo, I've heard a few stories in New York and the Bronx about Fabulous putting in fucking work, man. I can't even lie. And I seen him one time on Jamaica Avenue, and he was at a Bentley, bro. That big ass diamond chain all by himself, and I was like, got it like that.
That's balls this big. He's got balls this big.
Right.
You know the streets respect you when you pull up like that. You know what I mean?
And you're talking about before phones had cameras. You know what I mean? So that's like even when it was really a risk, bro. This shit could happen right now.
No doubt. Shout out J Bob. He's up in the comments heavy tonight. He said growling from backstage had people hype. We talk about DMX.
For real, man. He was speak to you, man.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, DMX was definitely, I mean, when I was in high school, you know what I mean? 16 years old, walking to school, listening to DMX, that shit would hype you up for the day. You know what I mean? Had you walking with your chest out a little further, you know?
Yo, DMX and Onyx I would listen to if I had a fight after school. I'd be sitting there with my headphones on, like, we about to get it popping after this. Let the boys be boys. That'd be my shit, though.
Throw the guns in the air.
Facts. That was that fight.
Motherfucker ready to go to war and shit.
You know what's funny? I never really came across hardcore music until I met Danny Diablo in like 2010, because that's not my shit at all, man.
Oh yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, I went to my first fucking show and I'm like, these dudes are punching each other in the face for fun. Surprised they ain't a shootout yet.
Right?
Hip hop shows be different than hard rock shows.
Hell yeah. Nobody's moshing at a hip hop show. A couple dudes get punched or kicked and they're like, what the fuck is going on?
For real.
That's hilarious. So man, what was some of your musical influences? You know what I'm saying? That drove you to want to rhyme and rap, you know what I'm saying? Some of your inspirations or, something like that. Figures you looked up to as a young buck.
Like I said, LL Cool J told a good story that Mama said knock you out. The videos is what grabbed me, man, because like I said, you grow up in that life, you know what I mean? You put it on TV. It wasn't on Family Matters. It wasn't on Step by Step. You had to watch like these old Wu Tang videos, these old like videos. And when I saw those visuals, I was like, yo, this is my life. Like they're gonna make money off of that. Like, and that just kind of drew me in. And that what wasn't even thought to be broken to be like Kintsugi in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like the beautifulness of the raw, bro. I'd rather have not come from anywhere else than that, especially after you see the other. It's life, man. And that's just what attracted me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's wild as could be when you get to see like the life imitating, or what do they say? Imitating life, imitating art, or art imitating life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get to see it for
That's,
real.
when I was young, I used to tell people, "Oh, what do you know about hip hop?" I don't know hip hop. Hip hop's a product of me because the kind of like I came from that life when they were talking about the 80s and 90s and they're talking about the drugs and the moms out there getting high, leaving the kids home, and the kids growing up to be thugs, and that's what I grew up in. You know what I mean? Like
So
I don't
has hip hop always been your number one genre?
only genre really.
Okay.
I still, you know what I mean? I listen to like flutes or like some old Italian shit if I want to chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some D Martin, believe it or not, Rat Pack, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's just recently in my old age because I heard that from people. But
You don't know
rap,
nothing about no classic rock or none of that.
nah, and that's what's funny because I hang out with Danny, who's Skullhead and Crown of Thorns, bro, and I meet people all the time. Like who was I sitting there with? Gary, the drummer from oh man, I can't even think. That's how funny it is because I don't even know none of them. You know what I mean? Like I met people from the Metallica, had no idea who he was. I was sitting next to the dude with the long hair from what's that band? Kiss? No, not Kiss. The other one. Dude, that's how lit I am to not knowing nothing about music. Yo, they laugh. Slash. You know Slash,
Oh
the
yeah,
long
from
hair.
Guns N' Roses.
Dude, I'm standing next to him on the stage, and everybody's like, "That's the guy for," and I'm like, "Who?" And they're like, "Are you fucking serious?" So, dude, like when I said I grew up in foster care. I ended up getting adopted, but growing up in that life, you getting rehabilitated. You going through therapy from what you seen because I seen some shit. You know what I mean? This is not a joke. It shaped my whole life. So music was always taken away from me when they tried to rehabilitate you. But what you grow up in is what you grow up in. You know what I mean? So that's my closest. And then when music was cut out for me, that was the only thing I still knew. That's why I still have an old sound. You know what I mean? I still rap old like with an old flow. It's just what it is. Lost Boys too. I love great storytellers, man.
Hell yeah.
Mm, man, I'm gonna have to check out some of your music, dog.
Yeah,
I'm definitely very curious.
yeah. Like Renee is one of the greatest songs of hip hop of all time, man. Everybody knows that fucking song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Um. Okay, so I saw that we're ripping through this pretty quick. I saw that you got quite a few projects out, lots of singles. Let's talk about what have you been doing most recently?
Yo, so this what are we in? Going into September, right?
Yes, sir.
I got a project coming out with me and Danny Diablo called Savage Brothers. It's got Mr. Hyde on there. I got a project coming out with Prolific. It's gonna be called Hunting Season. He's part of E Train too. That's got insane poetry on there. And
That's
Danny
what's up.
Diablo. That's gonna be pretty dope. I got a project with Big Left from La Coca Nostra, G Fella, my man Jerry X from Brooklyn, and Paulie Nugent from Lords of Brooklyn, bro, called Five Families. We're still working on that.
Are these full albums or just like EPs or?
Those are three albums that I got sitting about to come out. Just stack
Mm,
it, boom, boom, boom. Then I got projects. Me and Jamal's got two projects. He's got a feature on me and Prolific's thing. I'm a feature on one of his albums.
That's what's
Um,
up.
oh, me, Stack Styles, and Chucky Chuck from fucking Cottonmouth Kings are about to drop a single next month
there
called
you
Duchess for
go.
Breakfast, Breakfast of Champions.
Hell yeah.
You
Hey,
guys are talking
I'm
about
working my ass
smoking
off.
drugs?
Yeah, man. God's gift, man. Listen, weed over pharma.
All day. All day. That's a natural. It's a natural.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I got a lot of shit about to come out, and then I just dropped that video, Two Sides. I'm working with Carnage of God, John Salinas from Italy for my producers. My man Blickum.
I
Yeah.
what was I jamming today? I was listening to one of your projects. Let me pull it up here. Uh, make sure this doesn't start playing. The Adventures of Tony Slippaz and Sammy Sweatpants. That's a hard project, bro. I
That's
was
me, my man Lucky from down here in Myrtle Beach. Yeah.
okay, yeah. I was definitely jamming that hard. I was messing with it. Last laugh, I was fucking with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely got some dope shit on there. Um, who did the beats on that one? Is that something that do you do any production or do you guys kind of outsource that most of the time?
Nah, I don't. I just write and do the. Blickum did most of the beats on that one,
Okay.
and I think a dude named Cuddy from down in Myrtle Beach did one too.
Okay. What was it? Okay, here's another question. What was it like relocating from New York to Myrtle Beach?
Man, like I said, I've been a barber, right? I worked in the same shop for 15 years. I eventually went to go open my own shop. It was open for like 9 months, man. COVID happened. Once cops started coming in my door to check shit, I closed shop and I moved, man. My daughter's mother, she's married with a kid. We came down south though for a better life. You know what I mean? So it's not bad.
I gotta ask, you cut brothers' hairs?
Oh hell yeah! You want to
Okay.
laugh? I usually hate when people ask that question because I feel like it's like the reverse racism question.
Hey, I had to ask, bro. I had
But
to
yo,
ask
you'd
because
be
you
surprised.
said you was a street dude, so that's what made me ask.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. I've been cutting hair. What's I cut hair on Rikers Island? I cut hair in the.
You know what I'm talking
I've
about?
been in jail barber too. You know what I mean? But
Talk that shit. Okay, I had to ask because you said you was a street dude, so I'm like, he's a little rough for great clips. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
no. Even when I moved down here and I started talking, look, when I'm on the internet, I always watch myself. But you could see I had to check everybody. I was like, yo, I mean, no disrespect in how I talk. If I talk how I talk, man, I'm from where I'm from and who I am. I check myself, but in my freedom of work, it's like I know my surroundings, man. But yeah, nah. I've been cutting hair in the hood, bro. House cut. I tell you right now, I lived in Rock Hill, South Carolina for a year when I was in like some shit. I dipped out, right? Dude, I was putting free Mike Vick in people's heads. Just so you know where I was at, right? Cutting hair. I was in the hood, bro. Like they were like, "Yo, put free Mike Vick in my head." I was like, "I got you, man."
Oh
Hey,
shit.
Cuddy certified.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's up.
I love it. That's funny as hell.
How'd you get into cutting
Hey,
hair?
before that, man, I gotta rotate though, respectfully, y'all, man. I don't want to be rude, but it's my time to go, man. It was a pleasure chopping it up with you, homie. I'm gonna
Definitely,
reach
brother.
out to you. What's the best social media to reach out to you on?
Instagram, Facebook, it don't
I'm
matter.
I'm gonna hit you on Instagram, man, and shit, I'm gonna get up with you, Steve.
All right, be easy, Ray.
All
All
right,
right,
y'all
bro.
be
Have a good
smooth.
one.
So how did you get into cutting hair?
I was 21. I came out of Rikers Island. My boy was like, "Bro, we're getting old. You can't keep doing this." He's like, "You got to do something." So he told me how to cut hair.
That's dope.
I could never have a job as a boss. You know what I mean? So being a barber is a freedom. It's a luxury, and it helps with the music because if I need to cut to go do something, I own my own schedule, and that always helps. So it goes hand in hand.
And them haircuts have come up in price, man. I tell you what, I ain't got to worry about a haircut. You ain't got to worry about a haircut. But I got a 14-year-old. I pay for his haircuts. I'm paying $40 a pop, and he goes in and gets a trim. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You got to have
Oh,
him
these
take
parents.
some shit off.
Yeah, these kids don't. They like don't even want nothing off, and the parents like, "What the heck did I just pay for?" And, that's
Facts.
ridiculous.
That's the truth. That's the
Yeah,
truth.
man.
Okay, so I know you do a ton of hip hop. You're always active doing something. You know what I mean? I see a lot of work out there. Um, but I noticed recently you've moved behind the camera as well, and
Yeah.
you're producing music videos and things like that. Tell me how you made the switch into that, and what kind of motivated you to go that direction.
So any artist knows, and if anybody watching that doesn't know, music is not really making much money anymore. You know what I mean? It's a lot of behind the scenes. Merch is the number one, really. But I always felt being an artist trying to come up, you needed a second value to you. You know what I mean? So I was like, I've always had an eye for good cameras, good visuals. So I was like, let me invest in a camera. My guy down in Myrtle Beach that I work with, Wiz Kids, who does all my videos, I did like 15 videos in the last 2 years. And spent like fucking 10 grand. And I was like, yeah, I could buy this equipment. You know what I mean? So I talked to him. I was like, bro, I'll never make money in your state. I was like, I'm always out of state of shows. I wish I could fly you in, but I'm gonna buy the stuff and have you help me edit it. And that's how I'm gonna try to be getting into that because he can't travel. And I know so many artists that want good work. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to hook them up.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. I mean, the days of a music video costing $20,000-$30,000 is kind of out the window. You get a nice camera, you figure out a little bit of angles and lighting and whatnot, and you get somebody that's pretty slick with some editing and a set of Adobe or whatever. There's different avenues you can go with video editing, but you could definitely pull off some impressive music videos on a next to no budget anymore.
You can do it on your phone, man. I've seen people doing it on their phone. They got little gimbals for the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a gimbal. He's definitely a camera guy. He knows the word gimbal.
Yeah, no. Shit, look, I got this one right here. This is the RS4. This was $750.
Okay. So I'm on the same shit. I got the DJI joint over here.
That's exactly what this is. The DJI RS4, man.
Yep. I don't even I'll be honest, I don't even remember which. I got the Ronin SC.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I spent $500-$600 on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's yeah, I mean, it's a game changer. You know what I mean? You get that steady footage. Nobody wants to watch the Blair Witch in your fucking music video.
Look, you can make a legit movie now, and I've done it. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy, which is the coolest part. Which I said when I was younger, got me into it is the visuals. That's why I like making I'd rather do singles with visuals than drop albums.
Hell yeah. Well, and first of all, it gives them fresh material on a regular basis instead of dropping I learned this from Travis O'Gwen from Strange Music, but instead of dropping a J Bob up in there, he said, and I stay handheld, YOLO. But I learned this from Travis O'Gwen from Strange Music, sitting in conferences with him. But he said, you drop an album and then you disappear for 6 months to a year while you go write another album. Then you pop up and drop another album, or you constantly drop material. You know what I mean? 3 singles, push out an EP, couple EPs makes an LP. You know what I mean? You're constantly dropping material and giving. You're not losing that audience where everything right now is, what have you done for me lately? What are you doing for me now?
Right. Plus, it's nice that now that I've done it, you always watch how the older heads would always be more conceited to you. But when you talk to somebody, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm an artist. You got any videos of albums?" And they're like, "Nah." And it's like, all right, well, I got like 18 videos, at least 2 albums out. We're not the similar artwork right now. You know what I mean? You're doing this for a hobby, you get paid. It's 2 different artists.
Yeah, there's levels to this shit, and it's tough to take somebody serious if they're not investing a little bit in their craft and kicking out videos and coming correct.
It gets annoying to the guys that really drop money into their craft, man. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so what where do you go from here? You got any touring or anything coming up, or like what's your plan for 2026? We're closing out 2025.
I know Danny Diablo said he's got something cooking up for us. Maybe jumping in with Scum and fucking the same poetry. Those guys. That'd be pretty dope.
Hell yeah. They just did a big tour through the Midwest.
They stay touring, bro. They kill it, man. Much respect to that, man. Scum and same poetry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and Scum's got the Roxy popping off heavy out there with you know what I mean, everybody that they constantly have going through there in Denver. So
I'm doing the Shrunken Head Festival too in Texas in October. Shout out Raza Kel.
Okay.
Queen of Horrorcore. Yeah, I'll be out there for that.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's exciting, bro. And you guys can work outside year round in South Carolina, right? Because you don't deal with the cold like we do here.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, in Iowa we got cold. Like, I mean, when you guys came through here, it was like negative 30 degrees. You know what I mean?
Yes, I learned, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess you're used to that. You dealt with it up north.
Nah, but I got Arizona desert at night hit my chest like I never felt anything in my life, man. I went and bought a level 4 fucking Carhartt coat just for touring. I don't need it for Myrtle Beach. It's just for touring.
That's what's up. That's
Crazy.
what's up. Damn. We talked a lot of dope hip hop, man. Okay, so I did have a couple more on here. What was your proudest collaboration or feature that you got? Like, what's the biggest one for you?
I did J Hood, which was dope because he reached out to me. That was on Facebook. That was like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? He was just like, I see you hustling. You send me something, I'll send you a verse.
That's
I
massive.
gotta shout out Danny Diablo, bro, because my man always puts me on songs. He's put me on songs with Illa G, Sadat X, who's had a song with Biggie Smalls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Legend.
And he just put me on a song with RO from the Alcoholics.
Holy shit.
Which is on Real Wolf's album that just came out, the Supreme Force Syndicate.
Real Wolf's huge as fuck too.
Dude, we dropped that video. That thing had 60,000 views in a week. The other one had 20,000. Bless Real Wolf, man. He's nice, and that's another with the camera. He's nice with it, man.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, shit, man. I won't eat up a whole bunch more of your time. I definitely appreciate you jumping on here and talking hip hop with me. And I'd love to have you back on again, bro, where we can do this and catch back up. And
we gotta get Jamaz in next time, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Shout out Jamaz, man. You know what I mean, he's got music coming out left and right too, man. I think his single album about to come out.
Yep, he just sent it to me today. I didn't get a chance to peep it out yet, but he said, "Bro, peep out this record." So yeah, I'm excited to throw it on and listen to it tonight. So yeah, shout out to the homie Jamaz, and shout out to the homie Tony Slippaz, man. I appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah. Keep your eyes open. Tell them where they can find you real quick. One more time, plug your social medias, bro.
Tony Slippaz, man. It's TonySlippaz. I'm on all platforms, bro. Anybody can hit me up. I'm down to work. Do things you need a video, holler at me, or point it in the right direction. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what's up. He's very easy to talk to, man. You heard it right here. All right, y'all. Until next time, it's your boy that motherfucker C for EmceeTV. And today's extra special guest was the homie Tony Slippaz. Shit. Until next time, bro. I think we put a pin in this one and we leave him thirsty for another one, bro.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, we out. Peace.
Appreciate you.
We've been known to snatch a piece or two. Y'all can't take over cause we gon' eat the you. Rock steady like a ginger brought Aretha through. This shit torture and I'ma keep feeding you. On that East Coast shit, y'all better duck down. Price on his dome, 5 on it like yuck mouth. When the plug get knocked, that's when the price jump. American Nightmare, that's where the spice won. Rappers running like Ricky in the alleyway. Putting an end to the week, no Saturday. They want static, get it shaking like Cassius Clay. Passionate thugs mixing Douce with Alizé. Don't play with us, them moves ain't got you safe enough. Yellow fuck 'em like Smokey off the Angel Dust. My life so real, sounds like I made it up. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Dangerous, sharper than a razor's touch. We hit that script and get the caking up. God hate ugly, so ain't no saving us. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up.